चाहते हैं कि पुरान तरीके से जम्मू कश्मीर का मसला हल हो जाए।
आर्मी चीफ, हिंदुस्तान के आर्मी चीफ तक हम ये बात पहुंचाना चाहते हैं कि जिस मुल्क के, आजाद मुल्क के आप आर्मी चीफ हैं, अगर ये माइंडसेट हिंदुस्तानियों की उस वक्त की होती, गांधी की, तो ये हिंदुस्तान भी आजाद नहीं हुआ होता। इसलिए कश्मीर की सरजमीन भी, यहाँ आशिक रहते हैं, जो फ्रीडम फाइटर हर गली कोचे में कुर्बानियां दे। हिंदुस्तान की पूरी तवारीख में एक जलियांवाला बाग का ऑपरेशन है जनरल डायर, लेकिन आप देख रहे हैं हर हफ्ते हमें मुख्तलिफ बरसियां मनानी पड़ती हैं। मैं से करूं, इस छोटे से मुल्क में, इस छोटी सी कौम में, जो हिंदुस्तान के मुकाबले में रेशियो में कहीं दर्ज भी नहीं आता है पॉपुलेशन के हिसाब से, लेकिन आप देख लीजिए पूरे बरसगीर की तहरीक आजादी में सिर्फ एक जलियांवाला बाग ऑपरेशन है, और यहाँ कश्मीर की छोटी सी पॉपुलेशन में कितने जलियांवाला बाग के ऑपरेशन हुए, लेकिन ये तहरीक आजादी फिर भी टूटी नहीं।
Let's touched all the points which we wanted to elaborate through this press conference today. But let me make those points. Open admission of occupation by the Indian Army Chief, bullying us into submission through force by stationing lakhs of forces who have been given a legal license to kill, and persecute us through laws like ATSPA, like Public Safety Act, on those who politically resist repression, choking all space for resistance and protests against human rights violations, curbing of all civil and political rights of expression, bans and bars on the movement of leadership, are all acts of this state. As we have been saying for a long time, that Kashmir has been literally turned into a police state, into a military state. And it is very clear that it seems that Kashmir has been handed over to the military by the New Delhi administration to take a call on how to handle it. That is why the Indian Army Chief makes frequent comments about not just military issues, but diktats on how masjids should be run, how education institutions should function, how they need to be controlled. So this is a clear indication what the policy of the state is vis-a-vis Jammu and Kashmir. Let it be absolutely clear that Kashmir issue cannot be resolved. Kashmiris cannot be pushed to the wall through intimidation, through force, through coercion. We will not be cowed down by these statements. And we want to make it absolutely clear that the people of Jammu and Kashmir are fighting for their just rights, just and political rights, the right of self-determination. As Gilani Saab and Yasin Saab have both elaborated, that this statement by the Indian Army Chief clearly indicates that the government of India is pursuing a military policy on Jammu and Kashmir. They want to address Kashmir issue through the military might, through the barrel of the gun. They want to silence the voices of people through its military occupation, which, as we have said, that history is witness to the fact that as far as genuine political movements are concerned, none of those movements have been crushed through military might where the will and the aspirations of the people are concerned. Is the issue of the NIA charge sheet. Both Gilani Saab and Yasin Saab mentioned, and one point which I want to highlight is that the charge sheet has been still kept open. So it's a very clear indication that they are going to browbeat the leadership, the people. As we have seen in this year, the past year, how a tamasha was made, how NIA teams would come, how they would go to people's houses, call people, our relations, our friends, family, harass them, intimidate them, threaten them, and try to give an impression that this movement is a movement where the leadership or the people are seeking monetary benefits. Let us make that absolutely clear. Where people are dying day in and day out, where the youth of Kashmir, where educated young men are laying down their lives, and still the government of India is trying to give an impression of or pursue this problem as a law and order problem, as a sponsored problem, as a sponsored struggle. Kashmiri struggle is indigenous in nature. It's a political struggle. Yes, militancy is one aspect of it. But to say that the whole struggle is militant is a wrong statement. The people of Kashmir, not from today, right from 1931, have been fighting for their rights. First against the Maharaja, autocratic rule of the Maharaja, and then after 47 for their birthright, the right to self-determination, both acknowledged by India and Pakistan and accepted by the world community. So there is an all-out effort on part of the government to mislead the people in India and give them the impression that this is a sponsored struggle and people are this in it for money. We reject this. This is a mere propaganda, sheer propaganda. People, the leadership of Kashmir, you have seen, as Yasin Saab was referring, every other week we are commemorating our martyrs. Every other week we are remembering those who have laid down their lives for the cause of freedom in Kashmir. So this approach by the government of India through the NIA charge sheets and the way in which the media has been projecting it and trying to give the impression that, all the kingpins have been arrested and, a major breakthrough has been made and that's why everything is silent in Kashmir. What is silent in Kashmir? You are seeing religious rights, political rights, human rights, social rights, civil rights have been usurped. We are not even allowed to meet. We are not even allowed to offer prayers. We are not even allowed to go to the mosque. We are not even allowed to have closed-door meetings and seminars. So is this what the government says normalcy? Is what you constitute normalcy? Where you cage in an entire population every other day. A major part of the Srinagar city is under crackdown, is under curfew. Mosques are locked down. Jama Masjid is locked down. People are subjected to intimidation and threat. So this whole, this campaign, this NIA charge sheet and all this thing which is being done is a clear indication and effort on part of the government to browbeat and harass and threaten the people. We want to make it absolutely clear that the leadership is not scared. We won't bow down. We will not be cowed down by these efforts on the part of the government. Our struggle is fair. Our struggle is based on the principle of justice. And we urge the people of India to realize and recognize the fact that the government, their own government, is feeding them lies. Their own section of media is misrepresenting facts about what is happening on the ground in Kashmir. Kashmir is a political problem, no military solution. Indian Army chief needs to realize that they cannot have any solution through intimidation, threat, or military intervention. The sooner they realize that this problem has to be addressed through political means, through political ways, and all the parties, India, Pakistan, and the primary party, the people of Jammu and Kashmir, have to be involved in any process which is aimed at addressing this problem. And one last point which I want to make is that as far as the current situation is concerned, you see, under the garb of Operation All Out, the way in which the youth of Kashmir are being targeted, the way in which now South Kashmir, they have started, crackdowns, they have started, door-to-door searches operations in the city, in Srinagar, in other parts of the state. So it's a very clear indication that, again, they are trying to give the military more power. It's very clear from the statements which the Indian Army Chief has been making. It's very clear that they're trying to pursue a military policy to deal with this problem and deal with an iron fist, suppress the people, suppress their voice of freedom, suppress the voice of justice, not give them any space. It's a very clear indication. But the leadership is determined with whatever resources we have, whatever, as you are saying, that there is blanket ban on any activity from our side. We are not being allowed to go out, move out. So whatever be the case, the leadership and the people of Jammu and Kashmir will resist this, and we want to make it absolutely clear that we will not be cowed down. Recently, just yesterday, a legal team had gone to Tihar jail. They were able to meet one or two inmates as well, as far as this charge sheet is concerned. And there, you should see what the report will be making that report public soon. The way in which these, political prisoners have been kept, worse than animals, not being allowed medication, not being allowed, basic facilities. This is a clear indication, violation of basic human rights. So we want to make it absolutely clear that this will not be cowed down by this. We will pursue our cause, political cause. We'll pursue our peaceful cause. And we are absolutely sure, as far as the people of Jammu and Kashmir are concerned, that the people of Kashmir have gone through a lot, have gone through thick and thin. And we urge the international community as well to understand the dynamics of the problem. As you are yourself aware that while we are talking, every other day there's also casualty on the borders. People are getting killed. Whether it's Indian soldiers, Pakistani soldiers, local people, schools are targeted on both sides. So this problem demands a solution. This is no solution that you will browbeat people, you will intimidate and harass people or the leadership. That's not going to happen. You have to accept the hardcore, the basic reality. India, Pakistan have no other option but to address this problem today or tomorrow. There is no other way to address this problem. India cannot, through military might, scuttle the voice of the people. They need to understand it, that in history, no genuine political struggle of any nation has been suppressed through military might, and theirs will not succeed as well. Let this be known to them. Let them understand it very well. And their policies, their intimidation tactics are forcing the young generation, the youth who are being pushed to the wall, the educated youth who are being pushed to the wall. They are the ones now who are again, picking up the gun. Because it is their policy of intimidation. There is there is absolutely no option they have to pursue their cause through peaceful means. Because you are seeing that even meetings have been banned by the state, and literally this has been turned into a police state. So I think through this press conference, we want to make it absolutely clear that as far as the NIA thing is concerned, we reject this allegation completely. We demand unconditional release of all these political prisoners who have been arrested and who have been falsely charge sheeted as far as the whole thing is concerned. And secondly, as far as the statement of the Indian Army Chief is concerned, that is a very clear indication that how they want to pursue a policy of military intervention, using military might to scuttle the voice of the people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
पहली बात जो है, जहां तक जो आपने देखा कि एनआईए की बात करी, आपने एनआईए की जो चार्जशीट की बात की है, ये इसको सेंसेशनलाइज कैसे किया जाता, इसको कैसे दुनिया तक दिखाया जाता, भारत के लोगों को दिखाया जाता कि हाँ जी ये एक नेक्सस है, ये एक बहुत बड़ा एक हमने अनअर्थ किया है और उसको बहुत से लोगों के साथ जोड़ा गया है. ये सारा शराब है, ये सारा धोखा है और हिंदुस्तान की आवाम को मिसलीड किया जा रहा है, दुनिया की आवाम को मिसलीड किया जा रहा है. जैसे कि यासीन साहब ने कहा, हमारी पॉलिटिकल जदोजहद है, ये सारे जो लोग हैं इनमें ये सारे सियासी लोग हैं, पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज के साथ वाबस्ता है, हुर्रियत के साथ वाबस्ता है, और हुर्रियत का एक पॉलिटिकल एजेंडा है, हुर्रियत का एक पीसफुल एजेंडा है कि भाई हम जो है कश्मीर के मसले का हल جو ہے وہ پرامن ذرائع سے چاہتے ہیں، لیکن آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں کہ یہاں کے عوام پہ جو سب ظلم ہے، جو زیادتی ہے، یہ اس کو پش کر رہے ہیں، یہاں کے عوام کو بھی یہ پش کر رہے ہیں۔ آپ دیکھیں کہ جس طرح سے آپ نے جوانوں کی بات کی، کیا وجہ ہے، کیا سچویشن ہے؟ آپ دیکھیں میکسیمم کیسز، آپ دیکھیں جو یہ لوگ چھوٹے چھوٹے بچے جا رہے ہیں، ان کے گھروں کی حالت دیکھیں، کتنا تنگ ان کو کیا جا رہا ہے، پولیس ان کے پیچھے ہے، آرمی ان کے پیچھے، ایجنسیز ان کے پیچھے، ان کو تھانوں میں بند رکھا گیا۔ آپ پوری 90% جو آپ نے دیکھا کہ پچھلے اگر 1 سال کا ہم جائزہ لیں، 90% آپ کو کیسز ایسے ملیں گے جن کو پرسیکیوٹ کیا ہے اسٹیٹ نے، اور وہ مجبور ہو کے پھر اس طرف آ گئے ہیں، کیونکہ اسٹیٹ کوئی بات سننے کے لیے تیار نہیں ہے اور وہ اپنی منمانی چلا رہے ہیں یہاں پہ۔ تو اس لیے یہ بالکل دھوکہ ہے، بالکل سراب ہے، اور یہ مسلیڈ کر رہے ہیں اس دنیا کو جموں کشمیر کی، جہاں تک تحریک آزادی ہے اس کے حقائق کے حوالے۔